Countdown disappeared.
It still didn't work. Oh my god!
It said 5, and it was like, whoop.
It's like, and we're done.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
You never know what the countdown's going to do.
What's up, everybody, and welcome to this episode of Perc Talk, where we kind of dig into some percussion lot videos and some past shows. My name is Cedric. Joined with me today is William, Zach, and we got a special guest today, Mr. Gianni. How you doing, man?
Pretty good, man. Good to be here.
That's what's up.
The homie down there. In case people didn't know, Gianni is one of my good friends that I had the pleasure of marching with at Madison Scouts, who kept me sane through the year because, I almost turned on some folks, but it's all good. But, man, this dude is so cool, man. Ever since I told him my nickname was Wu-Tang Will, it was like, yes.
That's it, man. It's like brothers from another mother, man.
I'll tell you, we used to pad during when everybody was asleep. Remember when we went in that one hallway and sat in them benches?
Yeah.
Table was like this high, and we were on the.
Yeah, man. It was a good time,
man. Had them hikes going on. We don't have the way of just meeting people and just attaching to folks. It's like it was the same thing with me when we did Eclipse. Like I kept to myself. I was taking it serious because this group had just been runner-ups in the open class, and I'm joining this thing, and everybody else is so chill, and like I'm just coming to play my marimba. Can I do that? And I don't know. Will said something stupid. I don't know what it was. And we were laughing.
Checks out.
We've been acting a fool ever since.
Basically.
Checks out, yeah.
So well, man, what are you watching today? What we got going on?
All right. Today we got a really good video, actually. I didn't watch all of it. I know a couple of us, we've seen the show, but it's one of those things, man, when you get to see it in the lot and you get to actually get up close and hear the notes and stuff like that, it changes a whole lot of perspective. So this video is coming from Drumline AV. And, man, he put out a great video. This is this year's 2003 Rhythm X. And
2003?
2003 plus 2 minus the quotient of 7 into 83. God. So it adds up, man. It's the same thing.
Uh-huh.
Same thing. So anyways, 2023.
You would fail my class.
And don't they say most band students are usually good in math?
Usually.
Mm-hmm.
You ever heard
the
of
lie
that?
detector determined that was a lie.
Usually.
It is crazy. Math was my favorite class. Okay, so anyways.
Damn.
That says a lot about Hoptown. Anyways,
not mine.
so
Gee.
and I'm out. Let me quit. Okay. But okay. We got Rhythm X this year for the 2023 show in the lot, and man, I only clicked on like 5 seconds just to make sure that I could see the video, and I was like, Jesus, okay, yeah, we need to do this. So big shout out to Drumline AV for this great video quality that they gave out.
Cool. What's the name of the show?
What is the show? Unspoken? Yeah, something like that.
Okay.
I literally just forgot.
That's right.
Yeah, Unspoken does it on the video, on the YouTube video.
All right. It's Unspoken. That's what it is. So,
it's in the
Unspoken.
Cool. So here's what's going to happen. You can watch along with us on this, but if you want to watch it without us talking over it or anything like that, we'll have a link in the description below. You can click on that way you can watch it, and also give Drumline AV some love because they be putting out some awesome lot videos for not only WGI but DCI as well. So go check them out, give them a sub and a follow as well. Mm-hmm. So as always, if you're gonna watch it with us, I'll do a countdown. I'll say
Uh-oh.
3, 2, 1, play. When I say play, you press the button and we'll
Oh
watch it.
no, said not
We're
again.
starting. Yeah, it's happening again. So
Oh God,
yeah. Anyway,
of course.
What happened?
yeah, it's all right.
Computer's messing up
It's a little
probably.
bit of lag.
Oh man.
So I'm just gonna roll. So here we go. We're gonna watch this. This is Rhythm X 2023 live video from March 5th. Unspoken. In 3, 2, 1, play.
Already off the bat. Whew. Them push threes, man.
I like the uniform or costume.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, why didn't he soda symbol on it?
They never get no love.
I swear.
Okay, singles.
Right. Fast paradiddles, boy.
Yeah, I really like that book.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, top base.
Right?
Go off. All that. Instructor in the background.
Done.
That would be me.
Done. Oh, a little no doubt.
Right? Nice on the decrescendo. The crescendo with the left. Come on now.
The clarity right now is insane.
Yeah.
Oh, might be some of my favorite snare book.
Yeah.
It's pretty good. They're doing like a standstill? They're not doing an actual...
I think this should be their warm up lot before the show.
Gotcha. Makes sense.
Okay, basis.
Yeah,
Not fair.
that bass book is pretty crazy.
I love the space.
Love it,
The
man.
use of space, bouncing rhythms.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a good use of space because they got a bunch of notes going on, but they also have good silence,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
which is hard nowadays because everyone's trying to fill every little inch of the show
Yes.
with
Every crevice.
movement
Well, like
and
Broken
space
so much.
and notes
Oh my gosh, Jesus.
and GE.
Yes.
Even bottom bass gets some love on those notes, man. Okay.
Right? Right?
As a former bottom bass player, I feel seen. Crescendos are tight.
No roughage in there.
Okay.
When I get cleaned,
And I listen, because I'm pretty sure Tim Jackson is still writing their book.
Woo. That's a clean shot right there too. There you go. Some plate love. Whoa. Are those silent symbols?
What are those? I've seen those before. I
Those
can't
are silent type symbols.
You can see through them.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're the silent ones, right? Like the ones that you would play with a silent set.
I believe so.
Nice.
What a creative.
Little dirt there.
Yeah.
The problem is they got too many notes now, so you can't really tell sometimes what's clean and what's not. I just sound like an old man now. Like back in my day, we had 6 tuplets, not 9 tuplets, and whatever else crazy stuff they're playing now.
put accent across the putt of this smart writing.
Mm-hmm.
That base book is no joke though. Woo! Topping second and third are getting it. Woo!
Boy, them accents on them rolls.
Mm-hmm.
That's hard. That's hard for us to still be clean too. Okay, Rhythm X. Okay, Rhythm X. Close out of that.
All right. I am not.
I remember when I thought I could play bass drum.
I ain't mad at it, man.
I'm retired.
Hold on, I'm going out of frame for a second. Gotta charge this. I gotta put the charge on the computer real quick. So.
See,
all them notes drain the battery.
Yeah, that's it, man.
Just
get it, battery.
I love Snare Book. I love Snare Book. It's not. It can be complicated, but still accessible.
Right.
And every bit of that was readable. Like, you don't have to have a degree in calculus to try to figure out, whether it's a 9 or 17 across 3.5 beats. It's
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, because some groups, they get to a point where you're watching them maybe in a lot or somewhere like that, and it is just bluntly dirty. And to me, when you're in a phase like that, then that's when Freddie the fire hose needs to come out, because this book needs to get watered real quick. But in the case of X here, it's like, okay, yeah, we might have shot out some gray areas and some roughage here and there, but at the ultimate about all of that is that it's every bit of it's readable. So when you're in that phase, then you know that, okay, yeah, we can keep this book. And unless it really does some damage somewhere from a judge at its regional or somewhere, maybe we'll toy with rewriting it. But at this point, all they got to do is clean it.
Yeah, because at this point, the hardest part's over with.
Basically.
Yeah.
Basically. So if they, like Sid said, with the tenor book, he was like, if this gets clean.
Yeah, that tenor feature was pretty ridiculous, man. I mean, it's a lot of notes, but it was executed pretty well already. And they still got another month or something like that, right?
Yep.
So
into April.
Because these guys make finals on a regular basis, right? They're pretty consistent.
Yeah.
So they'll got time.
5.
And you're dealing with kids that go to drum corps and whatever else, all that stuff. So those kids are constantly playing and constantly, getting better, basically.
Yeah, that's the first time in a while that I've just sat and listened to X's book in that context, and I was just like, "This is really good writing."
Maybe we keep losing. You said for a minute there, you were good for a second, and then it calmed down on us again.
I don't know. It all
The internet.
got in the wash. Yeah, right.
Yeah, the internet's, man.
Yep.
I think the what you guys said about like it being readable, it's important too, because I think a lot of folks writing the music, not just for percussion but just in general, are a little too ambitious sometimes, and I mean Rhythm X can handle that kind of stuff because they're already used to that stuff, but just in general, you get someone writing the book and it's like they're way too ambitious of what the talent can do. And some of the most successful groups usually like write for that. I'm not gonna name no names, right? But they write for their strengths, and they're constantly champions, right? So it's
we know.
So you know what I mean. So so it's like less is more sometimes, and they know how to work that, to make it work, to make it like shine in their strength and whatever. So I've definitely seen over the last few years, especially like the hype of the percussion world, in indoor and drum corps and marching band and all that stuff, like just getting real crazy and real creative with, like you said, like, what is that? What are they playing? Is it not? Is it what, it's like when I see some of those YouTube, transcribed kind of play along things, I'm like, I don't even know like how to input that in like MuseScore or Finale. Like where like where do they figure that out, man? So
like, what?
It's crazy. I don't even know how to try to count it. I'm like, what? That doesn't make any sense musically. I'm like, yeah. It used to all like be complicated but readable, like you guys were saying, and like there's definitely too many people doing too much of the opposite of that. So it's good to see that.
The difficulty has become more mathematical and not rudimental.
Yeah,
100%. I feel like, I know we're not talking about horns, but I feel like that's similar in the horn books out there too. It's like, they're trying to be too mathematical with what they're doing, and it's a lot of flair. And then like if they're doing that, and the percussion wants to do the same, and if the percussion is doing that, the guard wants to, and it's like a constant, it's like a constant thing. Yeah.
Well,
you watch some of those shows, like too much going on, like over sensory overload,
That's a hard balance to find these days.
Yeah, man.
For sure. But no, that's just really good stuff. I can't wait to get a live read on that. Up in Dayton. That's
if you haven't seen that show, like not just like seen the whole thing, you are missing out, because like you could see in the video that we just watched, like the performers, the characters that are like
in the
doing their reps.
I've seen them.
Like you need at least 2 or 3 reads on that show, because you feel like you're missing something. Because like I found myself, like I'm trying to just take it all in at once, but I need to watch it probably 2 or 3 more times to focus on just what they're doing, because they're telling a lot of the story, and it's like I want to hear and process what I'm hearing, but I'm seeing this amazing stuff, and I'm like, I need to watch it a couple more times so I can put it all together and piece it, because they're doing some stupid stuff that's ridiculous.
It's mind blowing. It really is. It's like it's almost like, how do you even? Because I've said it before. I was like, if one person does something wrong,
it's a wrap. It's a wrap.
It's one of those kind of shows, man. Jesus.
And I noticed the auxiliary. I appreciated they were doing the run with the battery. Like they could have easily just kind of let the battery do their thing, but they also did the run with it, even though they were in place and kind of just doing their little formation like to the side. I think that was good, and that probably, like you said, if you see the show, it probably makes it all work even better because they're not just like, okay, we do our thing and you do your thing. They're like all part of the,
Yeah, because even during the show, they are so integrated within the battery that
It's unreal.
It's
and stuff like that is just muscle memory, keeping the muscle memory down.
Yeah, man, for sure.
It's very difficult to get such a deep concept across to a judges on a first or second read. So, kind of to your point, Zach, it's for them to portray what they're trying to portray and get you to understand it on the first read. That's super difficult to do. That's really hard.
Yeah.
So, yeah, kudos to Rhythm X.
Yeah, man. Where's Rhythm X based out of?
Ohio.
Say it again.
Where's Rhythm X based out of?
Yeah, Ohio.
Okay.
Yeah.
So shout out to them because they're doing some good stuff.
What are they? Are they Independent World or something?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Yep. Sitting in the top 5.
I have to be reminded of these things because I'm like always in and out of it.
That's all good.
Yeah.
It's
I'm in and out of like who's I know who's pretty consistent, but I'm always like kind of checking in. It's like I keep more track of the drum corps stuff usually than the indoor stuff. So there's a lot of indoor down here, South Florida stuff. So it's active here, but we don't have any rhythm actions down here. We have Strike, Strike is the big team down here, I guess. And FIU's guard, obviously, and
yeah.
So
FIU's good too, though.
Frank's trying to make a push, get back up there in the top 10, top 15.
Yeah. FIU had their drum line was doing okay for a little bit, and then they kind of had to shut that down, and a lot of those folks went to Strike in like other places, or whatever. So it's like there's been some shifts there. FIU wins was going for a minute, and then that's kind of gone away. And so the guard has been doing their thing for a hot minute. They got like 2 or 3 guards already, but the battery stuff was going, and then it's like stuff happened, and the pandemic happened, and a bunch of things kind of
it's tough,
changed the game. Yeah,
especially for independent.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it's like I don't think there's any aside from Strike, I don't think there's anybody else down here in competition. You know what I mean?
I was about to say, isn't Infinity in Florida?
Yes, but they're like in Orlando or something, right? They're somewhere else, I think. Yeah, but like down South Florida, there's nobody. It used to be Strike and at least Strike and FIU would kind of go, at least somewhat against each other in competitions and stuff. But now it's like just basically, I think it's a Strike. I think they have 2 groups. 4 wins and 2 groups for percussion, and then there's nobody else for percussion, that I can think of right now. I think it's nobody until Infinity and maybe like one other group or something. But and then there's a few high school groups for sure, but the independent ones, there's just not happening, man. Like there's no I don't want to say there's no interest. It's just kind of there's not enough resources available for it, I guess, to happen. Unfortunately.
I mean, it that could be part of it too. I'm kind of
facing Wins group is something else. They're pretty strong.
Yeah. They're consistent. From what I know,
it's pretty hard to draw interest and compete with football down there because I know that's like the end all be all.
I mean, it's that, area. And there's high schools, like less available high schools for places to rehearse. There's a bunch I know this firsthand from being a band director in the past, and all that stuff. There's just some schools don't want to have that liability, that kind of stuff of security's tightened up, obviously, because of some stuff that we all know happened down here, a couple years ago.
Yeah.
So it's really, it's harder for sure than, to really have like that trust of like, yeah, you're going to have some, independent group come in on the weekends and
exactly,
be all over the school and all that stuff. It's just not how it used to be. So it's that, and it's money and all sorts of things kind of just kind of happens, and FIU's guard has been okay because they've got a consistent thing, and it's a good recruitment for the FIU band, and kind of that cycle keeps going like that, But the percussion part, it's unfortunately not just not happening. It wasn't sustainable anymore, I guess. So they had to, they had a good run, because when I was in the FIU band way back, we tried to start that. We had a couple rehearsals, we had a thing, and then kind of always would fall through because there was just not enough, for us to get off the ground, But it was good for them to have it for a couple of years at least. Yeah, it's a lot, man, and especially now in 2023 compared to like a few years ago. I know my friend was the director of the. He took over for the director of FIU for like a year or two. I think one season he did it, and he was telling me like just the buses, just what they were paying for buses was crazy compared to what we paid when I taught Paradox way back in the day, in like 2006. It's like the pricing of everything, fees, everything was so ridiculous. So a lot of people are like, well, it's either that or they have to work full time or, whatever else. So it's unfortunate, man, but
you use whatever you can to do what you need to do. That's for sure. We've scaled back a whole lot with my group, and it's worked for us, but it's one of those, if you want to do it, sometimes you got to sacrifice some stuff. And I get asked a lot, will you ever do a marching line again? I was like, I don't know, because it's so many resources that you have to you have to dig into just to like you said, just to get it off the ground.
Yeah. I had my last school that I was at. I kind of basically phased out, competitive band, for example, because we didn't have a big band, and we'd go to competitions and do not the best because we were small and the school was super academic focused and all that. So it's just like, like after a while, I'm like, all right, maybe this isn't something we should be doing and putting money into because we're not really getting, stuff from it. So the school wants us to do football games and that kind of stuff. Okay, that's what we'll do. Like they don't care about the competition part. And, it sucks because I know we all kind of grew up with that different kind of world of marching band, and that now is only like kind of privy to certain schools and stuff, but it used to be just the norm. Like you could go to like the crappiest school and they'd still have a marching band competing, and maybe a winter guard and whatever else, but now it's like unfortunate. But is your group a concert percussion group then?
Yes.
Okay, got you. So how does that work? Because I know that's a more like kind of a newer category, relatively speaking.
It's not. I think they had concert groups when it started. I think now the A class is new. When they introduced A class about 5 or 6 years ago. So that's a new part of it. Usually it was just open the world because they didn't have a lot of numbers, but they opened up A class and you had a bunch of groups. You kind of get a different flow, but it works very similar. We just don't march, but we tend to do different things. We don't typically play what you consider a classical concert percussion type show. We go out and do. We've done Snarky Puppy. We've done Pat Metheny. This year we're doing Bollywood. So we just.
Yeah, that's good, man. That's good because that's breaking it's breaking that kind of like perception of like it's concert percussion that you have to do to concert stuff. Yeah, that's good, man. And it gets the kids still exposed to other music that they wouldn't have otherwise been exposed to. So
and our kids love it. They love it. They're different. They love they can go somewhere and people can be like, "You guys are the ones that did this show," and we're like, "Yep, that was us." So it's really cool for us to work to do that.
True, man. How do you guys write for that? Like
I just
what's the because in the indoor, in the battery style and regular kind of indoor, you have battery percussion. You got to write for, you got the pit, all that stuff. It kind of works a certain way where there's going to be a feature into another feature into a full feature. There's kind of a formula to that stuff. How does that work for the concert percussion?
I know for me personally, since we typically do for I don't want to call it pop music because it's not all pop music, but like we do more like jazz
contemporary
and stuff like that. Yeah. So because of that and the stuff that we use, they typically write like that anyway. So for me, it's just a matter of, okay, do I want the vibes to have the melody this time and then switch it over to marimba? So there's still some of that trade off, but instead of thinking snare, tenor, bass, we think marimba vibes, aux, and we shift focus around that way.
I guess we don't get to know.
We can layer. So
What do we think, Cedric?
We lost you there for a minute. Yeah, so
We lost you again.
oh man.
So, well, Gianni, man, it's been a
y'all
pleasure.
done.
Yeah.
Shut it down. Shut it down.
We definitely need to have you
Talk
back.
is over.
Oh man.
So I don't know if Will or Zach is gone because they've been completely gone from my screen for about 10 minutes now. So we're just
We still here.
The gang's all here.
We're all here, man. We're all here.
okay. So anyway, let us know in the comments below if you like what you've seen from Rhythm X, and maybe who you might want to see later on. We got lots of groups that we can watch and things of that nature. You can find us on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. You can also listen to our podcast on Anchor.fm and as well as Spotify. So lots of different places that you can find us. So be checking out. We got React videos from our main channel, and then we also got podcasts from the main channel as well. So lots of different ways that you can listen and follow us. So for William, for Zach, and for Gianni, my name is Cedric. There's been another episode of Perc Talk, and you guys go try to catch a show this weekend and be nice to each other and all that good stuff. All right, we're out of here. Peace.
Clean beats only.